Hello, everyone. A very warm welcome to all of you from almost always sunny Oman. Thank you for joining us across borders and cultures. I am Coach Anjana Lumba, Education and Programming Chair of ICF Oman, your host for today's session. Through this session, Echoes of Culture, reflective coaching inspired by Oman's heritage, ICF Oman is delighted to be a part of Global Cherish Coaching Festival, celebrating 30 years of ICF, co-hosted by ICF Delhi NCR Charter Chapter and ICF South Africa Charter Chapter. We are grateful for the invitation and proud to contribute to this celebration. Before we begin, as you might have noticed, this session is being recorded. Also, a request for you to please keep your microphones muted. However, feel free to use the chat for reflection and questions that you may have. So in today's session, we will explore the profound impact of visual prompts on self-reflection and coaching conversations. Our objective is to provide you with tools that leverage cultural and visual stimuli to deepen coaching conversation. I'm also glad to inform you that this session is approved for 1.75 CCEs, one core competency, and 0.75 resource development. Participants who attend the session in full will receive a CCE certificate within 3 weeks. So to begin, let me share the presentation and we'll start with I hope the screen is visible.
Yes, it is.
Anjana.
Okay, thank you very much. So for today's agenda, we'll start with the keynote address by ICF Regional Manager, Middle East and North Africa, Dr. Mohammed Al-Ghazawi, followed by a conversation on building a coaching culture with Mr. Arshad Nadamal, the head of Academy of Excellence at the National Bank of Oman. This conversation will be facilitated by Colonel Dr. Narayan Ramachandran. This will be followed by Echoes of Culture, a unique session exploring coaching reflections inspired by Omani heritage and will be led by PCC coach Badriya Al-Khaifi and coach Fatma Al-Ajmi. The session also includes peer coaching to enhance learning and connection and be followed by some reflections. We will also request you to fill a feedback form at the end of the session. Next, I have privilege, it's my honor to introduce the keynote speaker, Dr. Mohammed Al-Ghazawi. Dr. Mohammed, welcome, Dr. Mohammed. He is a regional manager, ICF MENA, is a visionary executive with over 22 years of experience in driving transformative initiatives and fostering strategic partnership across Saudi Arabia and beyond. His expertise in international relations is evident from his role at the International Chamber of Commerce, ICC, Saudi Arabia, where he played a key role in strengthening Saudi Arabia's presence in global trade dialogues. Beyond his contributions to economic growth, Dr. Mohammed is also instrumental in enhancing Saudi Arabia's food security through strategic agreements with agriculture companies across Europe and Asia. With a deep commitment to operational excellence and sustainable value creation, Dr. Mohammed Al-Ghazawi is a thought leader shaping the future of business. Please join me in welcoming him to the session. Dr. Ghazawi, the stage is all yours.
Thank you so much, Anjana. Thank you. Dear esteemed guests,
Coaches and friends, it's an honor to celebrate this special occasion with you. My heartfelt thanks to ICF Oman and ICF Delhi and ICF South Africa for uniting us for the Global Cherish Coaching Festival. A special appreciation to Caroline Phillips and the organizing team for their dedication in making this event reality. Your collaborative spirit is truly inspiring. As 7 months ago, I joined the ICF Global as a MENA regional manager, continuing a 16-year journey with the international organization. This transition has deepened my passion for coaching and its global impact. I also extend my sincere gratitude to Mr. Haitham Shaheen, the Regional Director for MENA and Asia Pacific. His unwavering support, leadership, and strategic vision have been instrumental in advancing our region. His dedication to the coaching profession continues to inspire us all, and I'm truly grateful for his mentorship. I would like to shed a light on the global perspective on coaching. Today, we celebrate not just the 30 years of ICF Global, but a journey of transformation, empowerment, and impact. Over 3 decades, coaching has become a powerful force for change, fostering personal and professional growth worldwide. It has unlocked the human potential, enhanced leadership, and driven meaningful change across the industries. Founded in 1995 in the US, ICF quickly grew into the leading global organization for professional coaches. A major milestone came in 2008 with the establishment of the regional support team in EMEA and Asia Pacific. Strengthen ICF's global presence, membership expanded from 2,122 members in 1999 to 61,552 members in 157 countries and territories. As of February 2025, with over 57,000 ICF credentials held by coaches globally. With 140 chapters in more than 99 countries and territories, ICF continues to shape the future of coaching. This growth underscores coaching role as an essential tool for leadership, organizational success, and personal transformation. Looking ahead, ICF remains dedicated to expanding its impact on individuals, businesses, and communities worldwide. To go deeper on the coaching in the MENA region, the coaching profession in MENA has been remarkable growth. Once a niche practice, it is now a key driver of leadership, business success, and personal development. ICF has been instrumental in this evolution, fostering coaching cultures that enhance resilience, agility, and innovation. Today, MENA is a home to over 2,500 ICF members across 11 active chapters, with a growing number of credentialed coaches surpassing 1,800. The demand for professional coaching continues to rise, with the organizations increasingly integrating coaching into their leadership frameworks. The commitment of our local chapters, the rise in coaching awareness, and the increasing demand for credentialed coaches continue to shape thriving coaching landscape in MENA. Together, we are building a future where coaching is not just value but essential. Coaching role in organizations and leadership. Today, the presence of the National Bank of Oman today highlights the growing recognition of the coaching as a strategic enabler in organizations. More companies are embedding coaching practices to improve leadership effectiveness, enhance employee engagement, and create inclusive workplace cultures. Organizations that invest in coaching are seeing tangible benefits, including increased productivity, stronger collaboration, and improved decision making. Coaching is not just a leadership tool, it is a transformational approach that fosters continuous learning and sustainable growth. For the future of coaching, one of the key principles we embrace at ICF is diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging. As we look ahead, coaching must continue to be a space where every individual feels valued, heard, and empowered. We must foster inclusivity in our coaching practices, ensuring that the diverse perspectives are embraced and celebrated. The future of coaching will be shaped by innovation, digital transformation, and the ever-growing need for human connection. As we advance, we must remain committed to ethical coaching standards, lifelong learning, and strengthen the global coaching community. For the last call to action, as we celebrate this milestone together, I invite each of you to continue cherishing coaching not just today, but every day. Let us champion coaching as a force for positive impact, support one another as a thriving global community, and create even greater opportunities for growth, connection, and empowerment. Coaching is more than a profession. It is a movement that fosters transformation at every level. Let us commit to strengthen the movement by expanding our reach, elevating our standards, and making coaching accessible to all who seek growth and development. Once again, thank you for the incredible opportunity. Congratulations to the ICF Oman and all the chapters involved in making this festival success. I look forward to an inspiring and enriching session ahead. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Ghazavi.
Thank you.
Next, it is my pleasure to introduce our next speaker, Mr. Arshad Nadamal, the Head of Academy of Excellence at the National Bank of Oman. Arshad is a dedicated professional with with a passion for a driving organizational success through impactful learning and development strategies. In his current role, Arshad manages a talented team of facilitators and coordinators, aligning organizational learning goals with broader business objectives. He is also instrumental in executive coaching, leadership assessments, and running talent building initiatives across the organization. Known for leveraging technology to maximize training impact, Arshad work include assessing learning needs, bridging competency gaps, and demonstrating measurable business results. Mr. Arshad will be in conversation with Colonel Dr. Narayan Ramachandran, who has served for 32 years with the Sultan of Oman's Armed Forces at the Armed Forces Hospital in the Department of Orthopedics and Trauma before retiring as a uniformed colonel in 2021. He is currently a visiting senior consultant in the private sector in Oman and a valued member of ICF Oman. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Arshad Nadamal and Colonel Dr. Narayan. We request you to post any questions you might have in the chat box to be answered post the conversation. Give me a moment to just spotlight the speakers, and then it's over to you, gentlemen.
Anjana, I think I've taken care of that, hopefully.
Okay.
So, Right. Thank you very much, Anjana. Thank you very much, Caroline. And again, it's a pleasure to welcome Arshad Narimal. Can we have Arshad on the screen, please? I'm unable to see him. Okay. Uh, Arshad is not highlighted.
I will do that. Minute.
He's right there in front of the National Bank of Oman building.
Yes. Can you see him
Welcome.
now?
Yes, I do. Welcome, Arshad. And it's a pleasure to see you in person this afternoon. And on behalf of ICF Oman and the ICF Global Cherish Meet, we welcome you on board again. Let me start by asking you, I know Anjana has given us a wonderful introduction of the multifaceted personality that you are. But if you could tell us what exactly is your role in the wonderful building that sits behind you.
Thank you, Colonel Dr. Narayan. Good evening to everybody. Thank you, ICF Oman chapter, the chair and the board members. Thank you, ICF Delhi NCR and ICF South Africa. I'm currently contributing as the head of learning and development at the National Bank of Oman. Totally, I have over 30 years of experience, 17 years in Oman, 12 years with my current organization, that is National Bank of Oman, and 5 years with another leading bank in the country. Prior to that, I used to work in Mumbai, India. So my role involves conceptualizing, designing, delivering interventions, both technical and behavioral training programs, assessment centers, development centers, managing leadership development programs, supporting employees in professional certifications, in higher education, as well as coaching and mentoring initiatives. A huge chunk of my work involves upskilling and developing leaders, building future ready talent pipelines. So I'm passionate about embedding a learning culture that empowers people to think critically, act decisively, and lead with confidence. And I look forward to sharing some of it today. Thank you.
Excellent. Excellent. Great. Now, knowing how passionate you are about learning and developing skills in the banking sector, how does coaching fit into your organization's learning and development strategy?
So we do a lot of group-based training, that is classroom cohort-based. But I believe coaching is powerful because it is customized and tailored to the individual. It helps coachee take a step back from the day to day, reflect and unlock solutions from within themselves. In the complex environment that we are in today, where there is something new coming in every day, Chat GPT and Gemini and whatnot, technical expertise alone is not enough. I think success depends on a person's ability to navigate change, engage teams, and make sound decisions under pressure. Being aware of your own self-awareness and adaptability is invaluable, not just for the individual, but for the entire organization. And coaching is one of the most effective ways to cultivate these capabilities. Traditional training programs largely focus on imparting knowledge, whereas coaching provides a personalized, reflective space where leaders can deepen their awareness, challenge assumptions, develop practical strategies for real world challenges. Also, the individualized approach in coaching helps leaders to solve real time problems and develop mindset that drives success. Yeah, coaching fosters a culture of accountability and builds a habit of continuous learning. Also, leaders who are coached are more likely to adopt a coaching mindset, asking better questions, empowering their teams, and fostering innovation.
That's a wonderful distinction that you brought about between coaching and traditional learning methods and the differences that it brings about. Would you mind giving us a little bit more insight into how does this work within the banking sector and specifically NBO?
So, we have done a lot of leadership development programs, and as part of the leadership development programs, along with training programs, we have done assessments. And based on the assessments, we have developed a development plan. And increasingly, what is happening is nowadays we have coaching as part of the development plan, because at the top level there is no one size fits all. It has to be customized to the role, to the individual. So initially, in our training and coaching interventions, we used external trainers and external coaches. So external coaches do bring in a lot of expertise. They do bring in a fresh perspective, a different pair of eyes, an outside perspective. And they did play a crucial role in our early coaching initiatives. However, there are some challenges that we have with external coaches. Not challenges, I mean, I'm sure every organization will face this. One is scalability. When you want coaching to be done at a mass level, then external coaches can become resource intensive. So that was one challenge. The other challenge is the organizational context. Every organization will have its own culture, will have its own nuances. So for an external coach, however skilled they are, they may not always fully grasp the nuances that are internal to the business of the organization. So we realized that developing internal coaching capabilities would allow us to offer more accessible and more contextualized support to a wider group of employees, particularly at the frontline levels, at the unit head levels, branch manager levels, and so on.
Wonderful.
And it will also signal that we are committed to making coaching an integral part of how we develop people.
What I gather is you feel that having someone from the inside is definitely an advantage and does not necessarily have to reflect on what you say is resource intensive. External coaches can be so-called resource intensive, very subtly put. And therefore, developing an internal coaching culture is a wonderful thing for any organization, not just the banking sector. So, was this one of the things that led you to develop the internal coaching capabilities?
Yes, and there are pros and cons. I mean, sometimes a coachee may not be as open or as vulnerable with an internal coach as they would with an external coach. So that is definitely a pro for an external coach. Or external coach, as I said earlier, brings in a fresh perspective, a different pair of eyes, a different way of looking at things. So there are definitely pros of having external coaches, and we still employ external coaches at the senior level and for critical positions and so on. But when we want to mass roll out the program, and when we want to have a wider coverage of coaching, then it is better or it is advantageous for the organization to use internal coaches,
Great.
and they are culturally aware of the organization, aware of the values, the strategies, and the internal politics and dynamics. So they are also not expensive. They don't charge us by the hour like an external coach will do. So
Great.
there are some pros of an internal coach.
Interesting concept. And can you kind of throw some more light on how exactly you developed and rolled out this program?
So we took a selective approach to identifying internal coaches. We looked at individuals who had credibility within the organization. So good performers had a good track record over the years, were from themselves good leaders, exemplars for others. So someone who has credibility within the organization. That was one thing that we said is a primary characteristic that an internal coach should have. Then we also looked at their interpersonal skills. Somebody who's a good listener, somebody who demonstrates empathy. So those kind of people are who we selected to become internal coaches. And then there are people who are genuinely committed to developing others. People who are giving nature. They're interested in looking at others develop. So we selected, underwent a certification process, covered coaching methodologies, the ethical practices, and how to navigate sensitive conversations. The certification itself involved role plays, exercises, recording of live coaching, and we had a ICF certified MCC who did the coaching for us. This wasn't just about learning techniques, it was about shaping a coaching mindset.
Excellent, Arshad. I mean, it is wonderful to know that your whole corporate coaching culture is so well aligned with the ICF ethics and ICF culture. And that brings in a lot of accountability, both for the coach as well as for the coachee. And it gives the coachee a reassurance and a peace of mind that they are communicating with somebody who is equipped and trained to handle it. Because developing a coaching mindset, being a good listener, all aside, unless and until you are fine-tuned in the nuances of how to conduct a session, how to have a conversation. This is wonderful to note. But in anything that we try to do new, anything that we try to do new, especially in an organization, you always face barriers. You always face resistance. So, what were some of the challenges that you faced?
Yeah, so one is we did not do a big bang announcement and rollout and so on. What we did is we said we will bite small, we will internalize it, we will understand what are the challenges, and then take smaller steps. So we introduced what we called within the organization a mentoring program to start with. So some of these coaches who were identified were made mentors to newcomers, just to give them a test drive of how they can be a coach. So they did some handholding for newcomers. They did frequent meetings. Some of them did face to face. Some of them did online. So one major challenge that we had was overcoming skepticism. Some leaders were unsure whether internal coaches could maintain objectivity and confidentiality as external ones. So we focused on building trust. We emphasized that coaching is a confidential, non-judgmental space for growth. We also positioned internal coaches as partners rather than evaluators, which helped dispel concerns. Uh, so trust is everything, and we also felt that coaching starts at the top. So when senior leaders engage in coaching themselves, it normalizes and validates the process. And also ongoing development is non-negotiable. So the coaches went through training. We distributed some videos, we distributed some literature for them, reading material, and so on. So uh, coaches need regular practice and supervision. We also had our coach who trained us, offering tips, advices, and best practices, and so on. So that's how we took a small bite, found what we could do well, and then slowly expanded the intervention.
Wonderful. Wonderful to hear that. And I'm really hearing wonderful things about the way in which you've developed it. Needless to say that trust and confidentiality is the foundation on which any coaching occurs, any coaching conversation occurs. Was there any conflict of interest for the coaches within the organization with the organizational hierarchy set up? And were there coaching conversations recorded, records maintained? And were there coaches who are employees of the organization? Have these go into their personal records?
No, because we did not want to make it uh, very formal. There was no record that went into the employees' performance management, but we had some employees doing some mid-level leadership programs in the organization. So the coaching was part of their development. We had logs maintained of the meetings. In fact, some of them are still going on. We have records maintained of the coaching interventions that were done, but it did not go into the performance evaluation or performance appraisal of either the coachee or the coach. I mean, it was development at both ends. Even the coaches were developing by being coaches, and the coaches were obviously benefiting from this intervention.
Excellent. Uh, so how long has this program been running?
It's so our mentoring started almost 1.5 years back, which we did for 6 to 7 months. Then we started the coaching. We had informal coaching that started almost a year back. And then the certification of the coaches happened about 7 to 8 months back. And then we have had some of them doing some coaching interventions over the last several months.
Wonderful. So the success of any program is based on what is the feedback that you gather. So I had two questions here. What have been the lessons that your organization has learned from this journey? And what are the observed behavioral changes in your organization as a result or as an outcome of coaching?
So the lesson, to repeat what I said earlier, one, trust is everything. Yeah, and then frequent training, hand-holding of the coaches themselves is very important. So these are two things that have been key takeaways, and we plan to do multiple interventions for these coaches going forward. And once you train mid-level employees as coaches, it also creates a ripple effect, a butterfly effect. They start using coaching methodology in performance management, in giving feedback to their employees. They are more likely to use inquiry over instruction. We saw a change in leadership behavior. They ask questions to their employees that empower their teams to think rather than providing the answers. Also, we have seen some increased engagement. Leaders who receive coaching report feeling more supported and equipped to navigate challenges. There is more team collaboration and team-based decision making. We do track feedback. We checked with coaches time to time about the experience and anonymously, and we have got insights that the quality of their coaching experience has been very good. We have seen some behavior changes, leadership style. There were some managers who were very, very direction oriented or instruction oriented. We have seen them being more, asking questions, being more consensual in their approach. And we have seen in some business divisions, we have seen impact. The performance metrics have improved, talent retention among leaders have gone up. So those were some of the big positives that we saw. And these kind of interventions don't immediately give results. It changes because these are culture building initiatives. It changes over a sustained period of time. And I'm sure we'll see more fruits of these in the coming future.
Wonderful. I'm sure this is stimulated a lot of thought, and the success that you've had in a limited period of time, in less than a year's time, reflected by, as you say, the change in the outlook of not just the coaches at the junior level, but also those in the higher hierarchy, higher administrative positions. So if someone else comes to know of the successful strategy with the NBO and would like to consider internal coaching in their organizations, what would be the advice that you would give them?
This is a tough one because every organization will have its own dynamics, its own culture, its own management style. Now we are looking at scaling coaching access, and we want to expand coaching to emerging leaders. Uh, so some of the things that I would like to give as an advice is start small. You can think big, but start small. Don't think of big bang initiatives where you will invest a lot of money, put in a lot of people through coaching, through coach training, and then do a big bang kind of thing. Maybe it has worked for some organizations, but what has worked for our organization has been uh, doing small things. Thinking big, our vision was big, but we started doing small things. We began with a pilot group, and slowly we started refining the process and scaling from there. In fact, yeah, even before we did formal coaching, we did a small mentoring group where we saw some success and then we expanded. The other thing is uh, invest in credibility. Yeah, ensure that your internal coaches are trusted professionals, not just HR representatives. Even though there were some HR representatives, we took trusted leaders from within the business at the middle management level who could be coaches. Yeah, support your coaches. So we had a very good MCC certified coach based out of Oman who supported our coaches, and the training was intensive. The training was very practical, involved a lot of uh, case studies, role plays, practice sessions, yeah, recorded sessions, and so on. So that was the key. And then we didn't stop at that. We did multiple sessions, and we plan to do even more sessions going forward.
Great. Did you did you measure positive mental outcomes in the people who underwent coaching? What was their level of happiness? What was the level of mental balance and mental health improvements?
So we got some qualitative feedback from the coaches who were very happy with the intervention. In fact, some of them said, even though we decided that we will do only 6 sessions, some of them said we want to do 9 sessions, or we want to do it throughout the year, and so on. And also, we restricted the coaching to professional areas, work related areas. But some of them came back saying, can we also bring in our personal kind of challenges, because we are benefiting a lot, in terms of our thinking, in terms of the ideas that are coming, and in terms of the brainstorming that is happening. So we see all of that as positives. And as I said, some of it may not necessarily reflect in numbers, but in terms of quality, in terms of the feeling that we had, the vibe around the whole project, we saw a lot of positivity.
Do you offer them limited sessions, or are there sessions which are for more number of time?
So in this intervention that we started with, we did 6 sessions, and some of them did lesser, some did 5, some did 4, due to various reasons. But we had an average of between 5 to 6 for all of them.
And did you have dedicated time for this, or was it during their working hours? And do you have a dedicated space? Was it face to face, or was it online?
So it was a mix. Some of them did face to face. If they were in the same building or nearby buildings, they did face to face. Some coaches were from the branches, from the interiors. They did virtual. Uh, Time, there was no dedicated time slot as such. We left it to the coach and the coachee as to what suits them the best. But we said that don't make more than 1 month the time lag between 2 sessions. So usually it was once a month kind of session that happened.
Wonderful. In fact, already answered my next question, which was this coaching limited only to the elite and the building behind you, or was it even open to the uh, retail banking gentlemen or ladies sitting across in branches who face the maximum brunt of customer banking? So it's good to know that
Yeah, yeah.
everybody in the bank is done it. I would like to ask you, as you said, any comments on your way forward for this program? It's now about, it's your coaching program has reached to term 9 months and a new baby is born. So what is the way forward for this kid?
So we have seen a lot of success in this initiative. We plan to train a lot more internal coaches, make them internal coach practitioners. Second, we want to encourage uh, all those coaches who have already got trained, if they want to go on the ICF credentializing path. Some of them may want to put in the number of hours, become a ACC, and so on. We would like to encourage those people as well. Also, we are encouraging using coaching methods in all kinds of supervisor to subordinate meetings. If you're delegating something, or you're giving an instruction on something, or doing a performance evaluation, or giving feedback, we've given them different models, the grow model, the Oscar model. So you can use these in your conversations, daily conversations, and we see that that will add a lot of value to the coach and to the coachee.
Excellent, excellent. There's a lot of comments coming in the chat box. People are appreciating the coaching culture in your organization and the way it is done. In fact, being from a medical background, a lot of the work which we do, we want to document and we want to have it researched and written up. So this is a wonderful case study that I think you should be able to document uh, and publish it, so that organizations that wish to follow, they have something, a roadmap available to them to do it. And the fact that you have been able to get the people at the top to also accept it, you know, uh, change is very difficult at the top when somebody has been doing something in their own way for a number of years. So were the senior management comfortable working with internal coaches, or did they prefer somebody from the outside?
No, the internal coaches did not do any coaching for the senior management team. But I would like to mention a pertinent point here. The germ, the seed of this idea actually came to us when our CEO shared with us the benefits he got by virtue of being a coachee under a certified coach. He benefited a lot, and he, thought of sort of put us on the path of thinking, using coaches at different levels. So at the senior level, we used external coaches. We again saw some success in that. And then for the frontline and unit heads, we thought we will try and use internal coaches. So that's how we went on the journey. And we are still using external coaches for some of the seniors, but we would like to scale it up by using more and more internal coaches.
Do you feel that there is a different impact uh, of external versus internal coaches?
So there is, I think, the external coaches, by virtue of their experience and by virtue of their number of hours that they put in, they have a lot of different perspectives that they bring in. Internal coaches are still raw; they are fresh. Some of them are doing very well. Some of them need a lot of hand holding. But over time, I believe some of them will graduate to become very good coaches.
Excellent, excellent. Uh, Now we are taken quite a few questions as well from the chat box. I've been fortunate to that many of these which came up have already been answered by Arshad. So, being a stickler for time, I note that we are near our time limit. Of course, when such conversations occur, it's very difficult to keep track of time. It's been an interesting conversation with you, Arshad. It's been wonderful learning how organizations are using coaching to develop their internal strength, as well as give employees an opportunity to learn about themselves, learn about their inner potentials, and grow within the organization as individuals. and contribute to the growth of the organization. Thank you once again, and it's been a fantastic session. Over to you, Anjana.
Thank you, Colonel Dr. Narayan, and once again, thank you to the ICF Oman team.
Thank you very much. So next up, we have two. Can I remove the spotlight first before I continue? 1 second. Just 1 moment. It's already removed, but I do see it. Okay. Thank you very much once again. So coaching is deeply rooted in self-awareness and reflection, and culture plays a vital role in shaping perspectives, values, and identity. In this part of the session, we explore how Oman's rich heritage can serve as a powerful reflective tool in coaching. We will use visual prompts inspired by Oman's landscapes, architecture, and traditions to facilitate deeper self-awareness and conversations. I will share my screen. And I will introduce the next two speakers. So with 20 years of experience in higher education and coaching, PCC coach Badriya Khaifi brings a unique blend of academic insight and practical coaching expertise. A proud graduate of the University of Essex, she is known for her passion for lifelong learning, research, and empowering others. As a PCC coach, she is skilled in guiding clients towards clarity and growth. And as a higher education expert, she has 2 decades of experience shaping learning and development. She is a dynamic public speaker known for engaging presentations that inspire and educate. She believes coaching is a journey of discovery. When we integrate cultural imagery, we unlock stories that shape our identity and values, leading to transformative insights and personal growth. Our second speaker, Coach Fatma, is an passionate educator with a dual role that reflects her dedication to growth, learning, and empowerment. She is currently pursuing her PhD, building on her strong academic foundation with a master's degree in statistics. By day, she challenges young minds in the classroom as a lecturer at Majan University College, fostering critical thinking, intellectual curiosity, and a love for lifelong learning. By calling, she empowers individuals to reach their full potential, and as a certified life coach, Fatma believes that clear goals, consistent effort, and a supportive environment are fundamental to success, both in academics and beyond. With a deep commitment to personal and professional development, she dedicates her time for helping individuals achieve their goal, thrive amidst challenges, and build lasting resilience. Her passion lies in guiding others to navigate life complexities with confidence, clarity, and purpose. Her coaching philosophy: success is achieved when we embrace challenges, learn from them, and remain committed to our growth. Through coaching, we create space for individuals to reflect, reframe, and realize their true potentials. Welcome, Coach Badriya and Coach Fatma. The stage is all yours.
Is the slide clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks, Fatma.
So I will start. My name is Fatma. As Anjana told you I'm a lecturer, so there is a bit in statistics, or there is a bit of statistics in my presentation. What we are expecting in this session is to explore the Omani culture values and how it will influence the coaching conversation, understand the alignment between the Omani traditions and the ICF core competency. So we are comparing them together. And then we'll discuss the challenges and opportunity. Because as a coaches that we are coaching Omanis, there's some challenges that we are facing. Of course, there will be some opportunities as well. Before I start, I would like to know, as we are talking about culture, I would like to know what culture means to you in one word. So we are talking about the echo of culture. What cultures mean to you? You can put in the chat box. Traditions, values, belief, true, yeah? Way, power, heritage. Thank you for participating. So, customer belief, heritage beliefs, tradition norms, values, and behaviors, yeah. So, let's give you some statistics. Are you ready for statistics? Okay. 70%, this is according to the Gulf Talent Survey in 2023, 70% of the employees in the GCC report that family expectation influence their career choice. That's why we need to talk more about culture. If we as a coaches, we are coaching in the Middle East and GCC, we need to understand that family are affecting our decisions. So that's why culture matters in coaching. So with culture, in the coaching will deeply influence in the social norms, values, and traditions, and which is you already posted in the chat box, that we are affected with these values and norms and traditions. So understanding the cultural context help coaches to build trust and relationship. If you don't understand the culture of the coachee, it might it have misunderstanding between them. It will not build trust, and there will not be a good relationship with the coach and the coachee. Back again to statistics. So 86% of coaching clients, so the clients is themselves in the Middle East, prefer cultural relevant coaching approach. So the client prefer that the coach are dealing with them in a cultural relevant approaches. And this is according to the ICF Middle East survey. It was in 2022. Then another survey has been done, but in the ICF Gulf chapter in 2023, which is emphasize what the client needs. So 80%, 82% of the coaches in the Middle East report that cultural adopted coaching improve the client breakthrough. So if you use the cultural approach, it will help our client. It will make them move and transform. Okay, what about Oman? This is Middle East, then we go to the Gulf. Let's more focus on Oman. What do you think the most cultural aspects in Oman? Or what we focus more? Like coaches in Oman, you can reply in the chat. I need to see the chat box. Family. No one have more experience in Oman? Respect elderly tradition. True, that's true, yes. So, see, almost the coaches that are coaching people in Oman knows that family, elderly, and respect elderly and tradition are very important in the Omani society. Cars. So if we're talking about Oman culture, we mostly focus on, like, we emphasize the respect, hospitality, and collective wisdom. This is like a main cultural emphasizing approach that we have. We respect a lot of our elders, we respect our family, and we like to have discussion with the older people to know more from their wisdoms. So if we're talking about the key cultural aspects in Oman, let's go step by step. So we have respect of elderly. The cultural value is deeply shaped in the Omani connection. So respect elderly is like the most important thing in the Omani culture or society. So if we this comes sometimes what happened, it's create a power dynamic where client might hesitate to voice, have something to say, but they agree or they respect the higher position. So will they keep their opinion to themselves? Then hospitality and relationship building. Omanis are known with their warmth and generosity and hospitality. And this build the personal connection. So rather they are their coaches, their coachee, this are most important. So when you start a coaching session with your like break between them, be more friendly, like ask them, how are you? How's your family doing? This will build some trust and will have like trust will be given and the coachee will start open up. So it is not easy for them to open up immediately. So you will not see them open up immediately from the first session unless you are show them the coaching, what you call it, formal, so formal with them. Sometimes you need to start with informal. Then we have collectivism and individuality. Here where we talk about family, when they say that family is important, sometimes individual cannot do their own decision. Their decisions are based on their family. And we as a coaches, we need to understand this, that family's decision. So when they are coming goals, we need to put in context their family and their social environment, not only the personal goals, because sometimes we keep coaching them, but we don't understand why they are not going on with the coaching session, why they are not implementing what we are discussing, what's going on. We need to understand, no, there is a family commitment or social commitment that are aspects. If you come to faith and spirituality, this is also a main important key in Omani culture. So faiths are central of Omani values. Sometimes we need to connect our coaching questions with the spirituality and the faith of the Omanis. We need to connect our question with the value-based question to connect them together. And storytelling, resilience and storytelling. Again, the Omani culture, like, we love stories. So if you can talk, you see, storytelling, metaphors, talk about proverbs. This will make like us in Oman understand the issue more. So sometimes when you ask a question, you need to explain. It will help the client to understand more. I'm talking about what you mean with your question. So this is the key cultural aspects in Omani culture, how it is related to the ICF competency. So we have 8 ICF competency. Each one is affected by the Omani culture or the Omani culture. There is a relation between them, but we have to consider the culture when we're doing the coaching. For example, Omani's cultural values are integrity, honesty, and trust. And this is what we are doing. So ICF ethical standard is very important. And it is reflecting the Omani culture. As a coaches, we are so confident and we respect boundaries and we're already implementing this culture. If you go to the second one.
So I came from Chandigarh, it's a fairly personal relax.
Okay. So this one, like continuous learning and self-awareness is deeply rooted in the Islamic and Omani tradition. People like to learn, like to navigate, know new information, like to develop. So this is also, as a coach, we model this mindset, a growth mindset. Establishing and maintaining agreement is essential. So if you give someone a word, he like guarantee that you will do it. This is like a root of the Omani culture. And ICF also, if you go to the ICF core competency, as a coach, we are clearly defined what is our agreements with the clients. Collective trust and safety. As I told you before, that our Omani culture will go through respect, hospitality, and understanding social norms. So if you go as a coach, we are carefully about safe space between us and the client. So again, it is aligned with the culture of the Omani culture. The fifth one is maintaining present. Omani culture encourage deep listening and patience, especially in special occasions, okay? And during gatherings, like we have the majlis, where people will sit together, all the day will talk, and everyone have to listen and patient and clearly understand what people are discussing. And this again reflects in our coaching session. So we are always demonstrating the style of engaging, being patient. We never rush conversation. We give the client the time to talk, and we usually listen. And this is gave us to the next competency, which is listening actively. So usually when we talk in the Omani storytelling, when we talk, we always focus on emotion, meanings. So what does it mean when you say metaphors? Okay, what does it mean? So usually we focus, we see the emotion, the reaction, and we look for the values in these examples. Then again, it is also embarrassed in our coaching sessions where we focus on the tune of the client, the body language of the client. Sometimes see it is like he's frustrated, he's tense, and we usually ask, you are tense, where you feel the tense. It is all body language. So again, it is reflecting in our culture. The seventh one with evokes awareness. Usually, we share the awareness in the Omani culture, as I told you before, by doing some proverbs, metaphors, and stories. And that's what we are doing in coaching. And the last one, facilitate client growth. As I told you, Omani like to grow, they like to personal develop, but then there's a collective well-being. So while we are growing, we want our family to grow, our society to grow. So there is always a family and community. It is not only individual. And this is what we have to encourage the individual when you're doing the sessions. To take the action how it is aligned with our their values, their community values, their family values. So let's go back again to statistics. So according to a survey was done in 2023 by the Omani National Employment, 60% of the young Omani feels torn between self-aspiration and family expectation. This might be the challenge where we are facing in coaching. That when the client come to us, we need to understand that they are having two choices: their aspirations and what they need, what they want, and their family expectation from them. We cannot just ignore their family expectations. And the positive thing in the culture that, and it is found in a survey that 90% of the Omani professionals prioritize relationship and trust in business setting. So there is always trust and relationship. They like to be friendly in the business setting. And this can be one of the opportunities that we will have to have a client from Oman or have the Omani culture. And this survey was done by the Harvard Business Review, and it is 2 years ago, 2023. So if we come back to the challenges, I emphasize on 3 challenges. I assume that this is the most challenging we are facing. First, the balance between the traditional and expectation with modern coaching methods. So sometimes our modern coaching method doesn't align sometimes with the traditions. We need to make sure that we align them together, like guidance for respect elderly, mentors, coaching. So, for example, I can give you a challenge. When the client come to us, they expect that we are the coach, we are the expert, and they are expecting to have an advice, that we will give them an advice. They don't accept that the matter that they will give their own solution. I need to have your advice. We always keep telling them that you are the expert in your life, not us, not the coach. As a client, you are the expert in your own life, your own decision. You are more expert than me. You should do the decision to yourself. If I give you advice, like I will advise you according to my experience, not yours. So we always make clear, understand that even if we are the coaches, we're still not expert in their life. We are expert in something different than their life. So we clearly emphasize this because many clients come to us expecting that we will give advice. And this is not how we practice coaching. The second thing is addressing the hesitation of personal struggle openly. Most clients, I guess it is not Omani only because I have clients, they don't open quickly. They struggle to open. Like, for example, I have a client in the fourth session, he started to open up and talk about his issue, what he's facing. I guess here where I started to first focus on the solution. Then when he feel trust, I start to open up more to go in the core issue what is facing. And this is what you client will not open easily. The third one is navigating the expectation in the hierarchical culture. So when we do the coaching, we need to understand the respect of authority and seniority. Sometimes, like people in the senior leader who will expect to do some, for example, decision making will not decision because they are respecting the one in the top. So they need to do this decision collectively, not individually, because of disrespect of the elderly. So when we frame the coaching conversation, we need to frame it as a partnership. How you can discuss this with the, for example, with your father, how you can discuss this with your grandfather, how you can discuss this with your manager. So sometimes they are, because they have the respect culture, they feel they cannot go and talk freely to their manager. Opportunities, like I said before, storytelling, metaphors, for example, but we need to be very careful what metaphors we are using. And this is most of the challenge also in the Omani culture. Like metaphors we have, they don't like to give them an example related to animals. They feel offensive. Like, for example, the metaphor, don't be stubborn like a mule. They will feel that you are comparing them with an animal and they don't like it. And that's happened in one of the workshops where the trainer give this metaphor and the participants were so offended. You are comparing us with the mule, with the donkey. We are a human being. You shouldn't compare us with animals. So sometimes we need to metaphors we are using. We don't want the client to be offended with our metaphors. So you should try something not related to animals, for example. Even what metaphors you don't use is something that's related to their family and elderly, because they have a lot of respect to their family. For example, there is a metaphor, cut ties and move on. This is not in the Islamic culture or Omani culture. We never cut ties with family. So if you tell them cut ties and move on, you are like offending them. We need really to, carefully, I mean, to see our metaphors, proverbs, our example, our storytelling. And this is what comes for our opportunity in faith and spirituality. This all we can take it as opportunities. Promoting coaching, this is opportunity because coaching are growing in Oman. And people like to develop. So if you focus more in and growth and career transaction and resilience, this is a good focus as a coach for us to focus in these areas. And also we had the cultural coaching culture from MBO. This help us, so people want to transfer, want to improve in their careers. That's why they are going to the coaching session to improve in their careers. When I decided to have a coach, one of the reasons I want to improve my career, the coaching session have improved. Maybe that's why I'm so into empowering students to focus on their career. And I know students love me because of this. Hope I am not exceeding the time. I'm on time?
Yep,
Yeah.
you're still on time, Fatma. Yes.
Okay. So this is almost the last slide. The best practice, it is like a revision for us. So we need to use carefully the cultural relevant metaphors and language, as I told you before. So please, this is one of the things that you need to be careful of. Respect traditions and value, because we respect tradition and values. Even us as a coach, we still respect the tradition and values. We say we want self-development, we want to create the transaction, but at the end, we think about our family want also. So maybe we deal with the client that how they can align their own aspiration with the family perspective. There is always a midpoint. There is always scenarios. That's what we need to more focus on scenarios, especially when coming to respect the family, respect social values. Adopting agreement. Agreement is very culture. We respect agreement. That's why it's important to have the agreement. But sometimes coaches prefer informal agreement. They don't feel like safe when there is a formal agreement. So we need to make things clear for them that this is how coaching goes. Sometimes they feel like insecure when you give them a contract. If you send the contract, why? They feel insecure sometimes. So we need to explain why we are sending the contract, because this is how we are doing our coaching practice. Emphasizing on confidentiality and ethics. So confidence is very important. We need to clearly tell to the client that this is a confidence session, that we respect boundaries and respect their confidentiality. Lastly, decision making and individual growth, and this we discuss about it as well. It is very important to do the balance between them. So when we have this kind of by honoring the Omani culture strength and the global or the ICF competency, when putting them together, what will happen? We are creating a coaching experience that is not only effective, but and empowering. So when we balance them to our coaching session will be very powerful, very meaningful. And this is the end of my session. I will be glad if you follow me to stay connected together. I would like to connect with more coaches, as I'm a statistic teacher and a lecturer, so most of my connection is in statistic and teaching, so I would like to connect with coaches as well. So this is my social media. You can follow me if you would like. And thank you a lot for listening.
Thank you very much, Coach Fatma. I would now like to invite Coach Badriya to please take over.
Just let me to share my screen, Angela.
Sure.
So hi everyone, and thank you for just sitting here and hearing us doing this celebration for us all. So assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you Delhi ICF chapter, thank you South Africa ICF chapter and all other chapters around the world to bring us here today, and thank you also for all the attendants for being here and continue our coaching journey. Thank you also my colleague Fatma. It was really an interesting introduction about what is culture, coaching competencies, and the Omani culture and the Omani coaching context, which will teach others and us as well how can we deal with our coaching clients here in Oman and also around the world. I think we discover some of the most important values from Fatma here in Oman, which I think it's peace, tradition, hospitality, respect, and collective wisdom. The journey and speak about reflective coaching inspired by Omani heritage. We learned about culture. So again, I would like to invite you to share with me what is heritage meaning in this case. What does heritage mean to you? Yeah, it's legacy, quite to the point. Yes, pride in our passed on from generations. Exactly, I cannot say more than you've said. So culture is a dynamic thing. It's an everyday thing that we go through. But heritage is something that goes through generations. So now, how about just taking a deep breath, as we all coaches like to do in our coaching session. Imagine, as you can see this picture, we are here in Oman, standing on a shore of Sur. We are watching the dhows, the traditional Omani boat. It's a traditional Omani boat, as you can see, gently flowing on the waves. So the sailors are sitting and reflecting on the years they have spent learning from their legacy, from their grandfathers, from their fathers and grandfathers. However, there and reflect on what happened to them, what is their next step, and how was their emotions about last journey. So again, by reflection. Any participants? So what is reflection? Okay. Wow, here it comes. Quiet contemplation, thoughts, interesting, think. Good. It's all about that. Mirroring, roots. Yeah, it's about we thought and think about what happens to us, what we would like to do in our life, what our mission, the meanings of every action and step we are taking in our life. So today, let's go forward and speak important sessions, four important things to continue the journey that Fatma has started. So this part we'll speak about the power of reflection coaching, and then we'll explore the role of culture, images in coaching, and then we'll use some visual prompts in coaching as a demo. And lastly, all of you will try to be coaches. Some of you will be coaching others and to practice. As we see now, that reflective or reflection is power. It's as coaching as well, where coaching means that people are helping other people to find their best ways and to be their best personalities. So coaching is not about rushing forward and making conclusions. It's better to slow down to uncover our sailors who were making that reflective moments. So now just again, let me ask you this question. When was the last time you truly paused and reflect in a moment that changed your life? Have ever one of you in the last maybe 2 days, last week, have a time to pause and reflect on a moment? Maybe now, while you saw the dog and this last night in poetry class. Wow, great. Again, poetry, something we can reflect on. So what is reflective coaching? Since we know what is reflection and what is coaching, what is reflective coaching? Coaching, it's a coaching technique that uses thought-provoking prompts such as images to encourage self-awareness and deeper insights. Matters. Why do we have to learn reflective coaching? Reflection matters, emphasizing on some statistics that I to this results. Shows that 80% of in self-awareness through reflective techniques. For example, as we know, culture is invisible sometimes. We cannot see it. But if you, as a coach, using these culture to help people to understand who they are in that picture, what they are doing, what they are thinking, now you are helping them to know themselves even better. For example, if they go to their childhood, let's say an Omani person goes to his childhood, and the childhood such a way in current days, so he cannot move or progress towards his goals. So it's a good thing to use clients to reflect on their childhood. Secondly, it strengthens our emotional connections. Again, a Harvard Business Review study found that reflection-based coaching increases empathy and by 40%. Emotional intelligence here, as Fatma says, we always go to the majlis. The majlis it's a gathering for men or women where we can expand our thoughts and our emotions, telling others and learning from them. For example, an entrepreneur who would like to introduce a new product that is not in the Omani culture. So when he goes there, he finds some thoughts that tells him no. Others might encourage him to the other direction. So we as coaches, as Fatma says as well, we have to put in mind that helping our clients to be emotionally intelligent about their culture, what's happening around them, is very important. Thirdly, it enhances storytelling. Neuroscience shows that storytelling activates multiple areas in our brain, making insights more memorable. If you have a picture of also a young professional who wants to new idea in the market, just let him to reflect if he is there in the market, what happens, how he would introduce his product, what other images he's seeing, or how does he see himself in the future. Okay, again, we are because of culture from Oman, seeing from the lenses of Omani people how they do coaching. Now we arrive in Sur, and let's drive to Nizwa. Anybody of you visit Nizwa recently with all that festivals around there? No one? Cannot see the chat. Okay. If you didn't, I'll just take you a drive to Oman. Maybe for 30 seconds happens with you. Just tell me, I would like to tell you this. From our heritage, from our culture and deep self, from our humanity, we learn and we grow, we progress and we experience life. So let's start our journey. It's really short, but tell me, what did you see? How did you feel? What words come up to you? What did you remember? Just share it in the chat. Or is it time to leave? Okay, it's heritage. Zest for life. Thinking to take, wow, I cannot read it all. Oh my God. Yes, connected. Good. So you see that reflection is a very good tool for us to see and enjoy culture, connection. Yeah, it's all about connection. Okay. So what we can use in coaching as a reflective tool to encourage our clients to reflect on experiences and their new situations in future. We can use too many things, but I'll give you here some examples and use it from Omani culture. Symbolic images. You can bring a bridge, open doors or locked doors. You can use nature and landscape pictures, deserts such mountains, rivers, and lights. Objective visual prompts. You can put a clay pot or an object, a real object that reflect on, depends on your client's preferences. Culture we are discussing today, such as Omani fort, Omani village, frankincense tree, and majlis. It's the place where Omani sit on to gather with each other. Okay, so how can we use these pictures or images to reflect the coaching tool, reflective coaching tools? First of all, we have choose image, as Fatma said, choose something that is related to our culture. Then ask an open-ended question to guide the client to explore deeper meaning about that picture. Then encourage a storytelling. As we say, it's a very important tool here in Oman. And metaphors. Then link that insights to the actions that the might take in future. Finally, reflect and revisit again to that picture to be a memorizable thing for the client. Now it's a demo time, and I would like one Omani person to practice, choose an image, and let's do coaching with him and reflection on this session. Any volunteers? Can you understand?
Yes.
Oh, خلاص, we'll give for Rayan. She's first, Khalfan. Thank you, Coach Khalfan. Okay, Rayan, how are you doing? Tell me something. Who are you?
Hi, how are you all? I'm Rayan Saif, studying urban planning and architectural design, and also running my own business.
Thank you for participating and giving us time to come here. Okay, Rayan, we are doing a coaching session, small coaching session. It's just maybe 10 to 15 minutes. And I just would like to tell you that it's recorded and too many people are here. So just say whatever you want to say. And if I ask you a question, you don't want to say it, it's fine. If you want to just say, I don't want to continue, it's also fine. I would like to say it's confidential, but all coaches here, inshallah, everything is confidential. Use the picture to resonate with you.
I guess I'll choose the third picture. The picture with the hikers.
Why did you choose?
The picture with the hikers.
Yeah, why did you choose that? Or, okay. You hear me, Rayan?
Yes, can you repeat the question, please?
And يعني, what makes you choose this picture exactly?
Because it reminds me of my participation in.
Am I going for a walk?
Yeah, we were in the like challenging, and we were in nature and stuff.
Wow, so you say it's challenging. What is challenging about that?
Well, the most major challenge was the walking. We walked for too long, like for like 8 to 10 kilometers. It was really exhausting. So we can continue walking, like without getting this negative energy.
Okay, what else did you learn there?
Well, I believe I learned the team working and how to connect with other team members to fit يعني the team.
Okay, Rayan. You said the desert, so why did you choose the desert and take that journey there?
Honestly, there was like we had two choices between Jabal Akhdar and desert, but I chose the desert because I want to go to like somewhere that is really quiet, so I can clear my mind. Yes.
What desert means to you?
As I said, it's just a quiet place that I need think about my next step.
Okay. So after this journey, you said you have some thoughts about your future decisions. What are these decisions? What did you take away?
In this journey, we had like a session in the desert, like at 5 you future, whatever, in a paper. So I really focused on improving myself in life skills, like get to know more people, improving my social intelligence, and what is it called?
It's about social.
Yeah.
Okay, Rayan, at the end of our session, it's thank you for participating, and we will continue. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye. Sorry for that, just maybe for the time. Okay, so now it's time for you to practice. That we will show you in the next slide, and just ask some questions with your peers, and Anjana, she will take some steps on doing this. Thank you, everyone, and we'll go back after the peer coaching sessions to see our reflections about that.
Badriya, if you can share, please. Thank you so much. Yes, the pictures. I request the participants to just take a snap of this picture in case in breakout room it's not available. Please take a snapshot of this picture on your phones if possible. All right, we're going to create breakout rooms. And we will give you about, let's say, what is the time? We'll give you 15 minutes. We'll request you to please, there are going to be 2 participants in every room. So we request one of you to take the role of a coach and the other to take the role of a coachee. So we just do the final. Okay. All right. I'm just going through the list of names to just see we have 2 people in every room. Okay. 2:14. Okay. It has still assigned some people, only 1. Okay, let me move some people. 17. And we'll move you to room 19. Okay. In case anyone ends up being alone in the room, please let me know in the chat box. Okay. If you're all set, I think I've got 2 in every room. And there you go. You have 15 minutes, and then you'll be brought back to the main room.
Okay, so you come back
Yes.
to the main room. I see smiles. Smiles are there. What did you say about Omani pictures? Who wants to participate? Who wants to participate for maybe 1 minute, just telling us what had happened there? How was your journey inside Oman and coaching and reflection?
Interesting.
I think that everyone's still coming in.
Okay. I can see more smiles. I didn't know what did you say there. I hope it's all in peace.
We are all smiling and enjoying.
Alhamdulillah. Okay. Who would like to participate? One member from one group, coach or a coachee, whatever. No one? Just to see why all are laughing, smiles.
So I may go for maybe.
Okay.
So yeah, Arshad just wrote about our session. I was a coach of Arshad, during the session, and this really helped. Coming right at the core of it, building the what is required during the coaching, and it was super fast. So it brought us to real fast to the agenda, what is going to be, and it went very well. Thank you.
Okay, which picture did you choose?
I think Arshad chose the second picture. Dedication, focus, and that reflection came, the dedication, focus, and meticulously working on that same.
Okay, thank you for sharing. Anyone else? And we'll go, Khalas, for the next slide.
Yes, when in our conversation, picture number 2 was about doing something that you love and how peace comes from that. And the conversation around that was the core of doing something that you love for the peace. And of course, that beauty is going to be given to someone else to cherish.
Nice values, nice emotions. Okay, everyone, thank you for staying till this time in our journey. And I will just wrap some main points that were discussed in this session. So we all agree that coaching is a journey of storytelling and meaning making. Culture imagery can unlock deep self-awareness. Reflective coaching fosters transformation. Thank you all for listening. I'm Badriya Khaifi. If you would like to follow me on Instagram, here's my data. Thank you again, and again for Anjana to say our last words. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. I hope everyone's back from the coaching, from the breakout room and not lost in coaching. So this session, we have only a few more minutes left before we close the session. We've already shared a few reflections. We thank you once again for your engagement. If you would allow me to just take some pictures, can we see people who have not been on the camera for some time? Maybe everyone come on camera. And we would love to take some snapshots. If you're all ready. Okay. I did take a few. Let me take one more. Give me a minute. Okay. Right. I now need to invite the President ICF Oman, Ms. Carolyn Phillips, for a vote of thanks.
Good evening, everyone. So as we come to the close of a beautiful evening, a beautiful gathering, I'd really like to take a moment on behalf of ICF Oman to express gratitude. The Global Cherish Coaching Festival is indeed a celebration not just of coaching, but of connections, of wisdom, of shared aspirations that brings us all together like this as one global community. Our deepest thanks to the organizers of the Global Cherish Coaching Festival, ICF Delhi NCR chapter and ICF South Africa charter chapter. Your dedication, your vision, that is it that has made this event so possible. And your efforts not only remind us what coaching is about, but shows us what happens when passionate people come together. Amazing things like this happen. A heartfelt thank you to our distinguished keynote speaker, Dr. Mohammed Al-Ghazawi, for so readily accepting our invitation to deliver an informative, inspiring address. Thank you, Doctor. We were truly honored and grateful for your support and your presence here with us today. To Mr. Arshad Nadamal, thank you. Thank you for sharing your experiences and for offering support from the organizational perspective, offering a testament to the power of coaching in organizations. We're really honored to have had the opportunity to hear and learn from you. And to Colonel Narayan, I think your thoughtful, engaging conversation brought out the best in Mr. Arshad Nadamal. So thank you for guiding that conversation with so much warmth and so much skill. True indicators of a coach. A special thank you to our session speakers, our very own Badriya Al-Khaifi and Fatma Al-Ajmi. Your perspectives were invaluable. It truly brought out the essence of Oman. Thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your effort. And thank you for your expertise. I'd like to give a real tight virtual hug to Fatma Al-Ajmi, who not only was a speaker at the session, but she worked tirelessly behind the scenes on the PR and the marketing efforts as our PR and marketing chair as well. I mean, truly efforts that were invaluable to bringing you all here for our session today. To Anjana Lumba, our Education and Programming Chair and the anchor for today. Anjana, truly appreciate your efforts in bringing this event to life. Thank you. I don't know if I have missed anyone by name. Please know that your contributions are truly valued and truly appreciated. To all the incredible members of the board of ICF Oman, your support, your encouragement, your commitment, that is what it is for our coaching community, and that is truly valued. You are the backbone of this chapter. And I, as the president, am truly deeply grateful for your support and all that you're doing. Heartfelt thank you to all our ICF Oman members, those who are here, those who aren't. You are the soul of ICF Oman. And it is your dedication to coaching that inspires us to do more and better each day. And most importantly to you, each one of you here, the wonderful audience. You have been the heart of these last 2.5 hours. Your presence, your understanding, your patience, your support here, your openness to share, to grow together, not only makes this festival or this event, but everything about what we are doing something truly remarkable to cherish. So thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for contributing with your presence. Thank you for bringing passion to this space. And last but not least, deepest gratitude to ICF Global and the profession of coaching itself. A profession that not only unites us across cultures, unites us across industries, across experiences. Coaching is not just about conversations. Coaching is about making a difference. So may we all continue to make a difference, continue to grow, continue to learn, and most importantly, continue to cherish the gift of coaching. God bless and do take care. Thank you all once again. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And that brings us to the end of the session today. Thank you all for joining us. I have shared the links of the feedback form and for you all as a Cherish champion. So that is there in the chat box. Please take time to fill that up for us. Thank you so much. Thank you all. Bye-bye for now.